Parks and Recreation in Southfield is at the apex of really what's happening in the city. They are responsible for producing and promoting many of the programs that impact the community. And with me here at the Southfield Cable 15 studios is Parks and Recreation Office Supervisor Tanisha Marks.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We're going to get into, because you're in charge of putting together a lot of the events, especially as they pertain to some of the cultural aesthetics happening here at the city. And this coming up February, we've got quite a few impactful events that will be taking place. And maybe you can kind of give us a 411 on some of these events happening in the city.
Yeah, so we have February, Black History Month, and we have different events that we are putting on for our community. The first one is Saturday, February 1st, our kickoff event, and that is the Black History 101 Mobile Museum. And the museum founder, Dr. Khalid El Hakim, he'll be giving a lecture to the audience, and there'll be a spoken word artist that will open for him. One of the gentlemen from The Last Poets, he'll be opening for him doing a spoken word piece.
Now, when you say The Last Poets, we're talking about The Last Poets,
the
Last famous music poetry group that came to fame back in the 60s and 70s.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the founding members will be here opening for Dr. Khalid El Hakim doing one of his pieces, yes. So we'll have that.
All right.
Yes.
Now, you've got other events happening throughout Black History Month. What are some of those?
We do. So our next event after the kickoff event would be our movie. We have a movie that we're showing. It's a documentary by Ava DuVernay, 13th, that discusses and explores the criminalization of Black people in America. So we'll be showing that on February the 7th in the pavilion from 7 to 9.
Nice.
Yes.
You've got a couple other events too that sort of feature people that are prominent in the community.
Yes,
break those down for us.
Yep. So the next event that we'll have is Conversations and Cocktails. That'll be the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th. And Brenda, she's a spoken word artist also. She'll be hosting that event. We'll have 3 spoken word artists performing. Also, we'll have 2 drummers. They'll be there, African drummers, and we'll have a band. So the band will be performing also. And during that event, we're gonna do some historical ancestral things, like calling on the ancestors to honor and remember them, as well as pouring libations, which are African traditions that we'll be putting forth in this event.
And Brenda Williams, she is the curator and the founder of Poetry Pages and Scribes and The Power of Girlhood, and our Cable 15 audience is very familiar with a lot of her adventures.
Yes, 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 yes.
Now, there's also a storytelling event that you have on tap, right?
Yeah, we have a storytelling event. That's our grand finale, the Secret Society of Twisted Storytellers with Satori Shakur. So we'll have 4 storytellers. We'll have reconstruction. They're dancers, drummers. They'll be opening up. We also have a vocalist that'll be there. And the theme for this event will be reparations.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this, and this has been very noticeable in recent times, events with a cultural bent that have mass appeal, but also appeal to young people as well. Absolutely. It seems like that has been a mission statement of PNR, but also you in particular.
Yes.
When you're crafting these events, how important is it in terms of your methodology to make events for everybody?
Yeah. So as we create these events, we keep the people in mind. So we have people, residents who have come, and we've brainstormed with them to find out what they want, what they're interested in, and the resources that we have to be able to bring these things into fruition. So we want to not just, because we have events that reach kids, and you know, we can do that, we've mastered that, but we want to expand and challenge ourselves too and make sure we reach every aspect of the community. So whatever, we want our events to be intergenerational, so whether you're a baby or whether you're a senior citizen, you can bring your grandkids. We want to touch everybody in this community. We want them to feel a part of what we're doing at Southfield Parks and Recreation.
Now, a lot of these events strong cultural roots, but also strong historical roots.
Absolutely.
It seems like these events are also teaching object lessons for both young and old to take away. So what's the main takeaway that you want people and attendees to take away from the next round of events happening in February? Yeah,
so our tagline for Black History Month is celebrate, educate, and remember. So we wanted to incorporate that in all of our events, and I believe we've done that successfully. With our first event, it's definitely educational. I mean, it's a Black History Museum, and it's everything from slavery all the way to hip hop. So, and then we can reach many generations with that exhibit. Conversations and cocktails. Maybe you want to party and have fun. That's our celebration. And then it's a celebration of the culture and of the people a lot of the people that live in this community. So we want them to come out and be able to celebrate their history, and also to remember. So definitely with the museum, definitely with each event, there's a piece about remembering where we came from, remembering the struggles of our ancestors. So we wanted to incorporate all of that in these events.
Now, one of the goals of city leadership is reaching out to millennials.
Yes.
And these millennials are younger people, but they're starting to find their legs professionally. They're getting into the professional world, and their voices are now being heard around communities, not only locally, regionally, but also around the country.
Yes.
When you're crafting events, and you've gotten quite a few plaudits and accolades from millennials.
Awesome.
Yeah, so how important is it for you to bring them into the fold and make them feel a part of the community when you're planning and mapping out these events?
Yeah, it's very important for us to incorporate millennials in our thinking when we put forth these events. We want them to feel welcome. We want them to come out. We want to do things that they enjoy. They're the next generation. So we want them to stay here in Southfield. We want them to live here in Southfield. We want to make Southfield attractive for them. In order to do that, one of the ways to do that is to put on events and programs that they're interested in. So we always keep them in mind when we're doing our programming, whether it be Black History Month or any of our programs, our summer programs, any event that we do, we try to keep them in mind because we want to attract them, we want to keep them, we want them to work here, we want them to play here and live here. So we always keep that in mind when we're crafting our events.
Absolutely. Now, you don't just plan events, you do a full range of activities there in the Parks and Recreation Division. You as office supervisor, what does a typical day look like for you?
Oh yeah, so I'm all over the place. So whether it's events, whether it's administrative things that we need done, facility issues, I'm there. I'm here for all of it. So whatever area of the department where help is needed or where I can give support, I'm there. I'm ready to just roll my sleeves up and help out. So yeah, so we have quite a few things. Even thinking about our programs going forward, I'm a part of that process, just to help us figure out what we need to do going forward so we can attract millennials and their children and have programs for them as well.
Talk a little bit about the team. You work under the direction of Terry Fields,
absolutely,
the P&R director, but then you've got other programmers and other staff that you sort of work with. Give us just a feel-good comment about the team and what it's been like working with them and fulfilling P&R goals.
Absolutely. So Terry Fields is the director, and the things that we are doing are because this has been her push. She's encouraging us to make sure that we do things for our community, for this community, to make sure that we're putting forth programs that are relevant to the people that live here. Also, Marilyn Troshak, she's the Recreation Operations Manager. So under her guidance and her advice, we work with her, and she guides us and helps us to create these events and programs for the community as well. So we have a senior area. All of us, our senior division, Nicole, Nicole Messina, she's the coordinator of that area. We have all our facilities, our facility supervisors, Beechwoods, that beautiful place that just kind of opened up after we did renovations. I mean, it's just beautiful with the basketball courts and all the new things that we have over there. So all of us, I think, working together to bring forth the vision of Terry Fields, our director, so that we can create not just our events and programs, but have facilities and have just have a community feel. We want to be the heartbeat of that.
Absolutely. Now, for those that want to submit ideas for future events or just want to stay at the pulse of P&R, where can they go to do that?
They can go to our city website, so it's cityofsouthfield.com, and they can go to Parks and Recreation under that page. We have a Facebook page. They can always, and people do, they always give us suggestions, ideas, feedback on our Parks and Rec page. They can also call us at our front desk, or they can send an email. They can send me an email, tspringer@cityofsouthfield.com. They can send me an email, and I'll make sure that the team knows what people are interested in.
All right. Well, Tanisha, thank you so much for coming through to the Southfield Cable 15 studios. And anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.